lovelies. Welcome along to lesson 94. Lesson 94 is really simple, a really beautiful lesson, and it is I am as God created me. But before we explore the lesson, we're just going to take a little bit of time, and this morning we're going to explore how we're feeling this morning. So with your eyes gently closed, just drop in and notice how you're feeling emotionally. And this is just an observation of what's going on for you this morning. Perhaps you feel light and airy. Perhaps you feel sleepy or tired, energetic. Whatever it is, just acknowledge it. And then notice how your body is feeling physically. Notice if it's comfortable or uncomfortable. Does it need any adjustments? Or are there parts of the body that need to be acknowledged? And what about your head this morning? What's your mind like? Quiet or busy? No right or wrong or good or bad. We're just observing. And then when you're ready, we'll make our offering. So we begin this day in gratitude. We open our hearts and we surrender to love. We ask that love lead the way through the minutes and the hours of this new day. We welcome joy, fun, and abundant prosperity. We recognize that all encounters are wholesome and that all experiences can be met with a peaceful heart that is anchored in the truth that we are love, that we are one, and that we are free. And we release these words, and so we let it be. So lesson 94, I am as God created me. Today we continue with the one idea which brings complete salvation. So this idea brings us absolute freedom in our lives. The one statement which makes all forms of temptation powerless. The one thought which renders the ego silent and entirely undone. You are as God created you. And that is forever and ever and ever, amen, you know. The sounds of this world are still. The sights of this world disappear. And all the thoughts that this world ever held are wiped away forever by this one idea. Here is salvation accomplished. Here is sanity restored. So when we are removed from this knowing, you know, and all that we have bought into can be labeled insane. And this is an opportunity to come fully back to sanity. True light is strength, and strength is sinlessness. If you remain as God created you, you must be strong, and light must be in you. God, who ensured your sinlessness, must be the guarantee of strength and light as well. You are as God created you, and darkness cannot obscure the glory of God's child. You stand in light, strong in the sinlessness in which you were created, and in which you will remain throughout eternity. So today we will again devote the first 5 minutes of each waking hour to the attempt to feel the truth in you. So begin these times of searching with these words. I am as God created me. I am God's child eternally. Now try to reach the child of God in you. And pardon my French, but what I feel is that like we've covered the child of God in a pile of meaningless shite. Now what we want to do is we want to clear this away so that we can reach this child of God, so that we can commune with this child of God. This is the self, capital S, that never sinned, nor made an image to replace reality. This is the self that never left its home in God to walk the world uncertainly. This is the self that knows no fear, nor could conceive of loss or suffering or death. So this is peace. This is deep, deep peace. Nothing is required of you to reach this goal except to lay all idols and self-images aside. Go past the list of attributes, both good and bad, that you have ascribed to yourself, and wait in silent expectancy for the truth. So I really like that we've got to go past the good ones and the bad ones, all of them, because they're all things that we've made up about ourselves. Because the only truth about ourselves is that we are love. But, when we feel bad enough, then we make up other stories about ourselves, like good stories, to try and make ourselves feel better. But none of it is needed. So we're going to give it all up. We're going to move past it all. And you'll notice them as you sit in this meditation, all the stuff that we say about ourselves. God has promised that it will be revealed to all who ask for it. So all we need is this willingness. We're asking. You're asking now. You cannot fail because God cannot fail. If you do not meet the requirement of practicing the first 5 minutes of every hour, at least remind yourself hourly, I am as God created me. I am God's child eternally. Tell yourself frequently today that you are as God created you. And be sure to respond silently to anyone who seems to irritate you with these words. You are as God created you. You are God's child eternally. Make every effort to do the hourly exercises today, and each one you do will be a giant stride toward your release and a milestone in learning the thought system which this course sets forth. Actually, a really nice thing to do with this would be to do some mirror work with it. And what you could do is make a little sticker or, get some blue tack or whatever and put it on your mirror. I am as God created me. And every time you go to the bathroom, just have a little look and repeat, I am as God created me. So we're going to take this into a meditation. And remember, we're going to allow everything else to come up and just move past it. So all the things you believe about yourself, anything, that you say to yourself, any of the negative statements that you have, you're going to recognize the falsity of them. And you're going to keep going to, I am as God created me. And I'm God's child eternally. Okay, so gently close your eyes down and drop in. I am as God created me. I am God's child eternally. If you want to rephrase it in your own way, that's perfect too. When you're ready, gently bringing yourself back. And I don't know about you, but I feel kind of sanitized from all those insane thoughts that I have held against myself. And it's so beautiful to repeat that. I am as God created me. You are as God created you. You are God's child eternally. Have a great day.